called again?
Convincing Idiots.
Convincing Idiots.
Called it ham gravy.
I informed them that I sided with the stat man, not just anyone's opinion, the stat man Brian Fisher.
These kids today.
Jingle All the Way is in fact the best Christmas movie of all time.
I need to get Grandma a present, and my herpes is flaring up. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, yo, yo. I'm the millennial
We're
Santa.
three friends representing three different generations. That's our whole shtick. That's our thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nick got the whole poop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm standing in the sea
Caucasian.
breeze, holding a turd, just mightily. I'm just going hitting hats.
Anyway, on a lighter note,
Grab it.
4, 3.
And welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the vodcast. Welcome to the broadcast. Boys and girls, welcome to the show. This is Convincing Idiots. My name's Dean, the Zennial.
Brian, Gen X.
And my name is Nick, and I am a millennial. And if this is your first time joining us, we are three friends representing three different generations, as you may have noticed via our intros. And we talk about all kinds of nerd and pop culture things here. So if that sounds like your bag, then you have found the right spot. If you have not already found us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, or maybe dropped us an email, any of those fun things, you can find links to all of those on a tree of links, if you will. Convincing Idiots Linktree, LINKTREE, Google Convincing Idiots Linktree. You will find
Google
all
that
those
shit.
links that I just mentioned, as well as friendly little links to where you can go listen to us. Places, different platforms you can go listen to our podcast, as well as our website, which is convincingidiots.wordpress.com. You'll find all those fun links and other things, little tidbits about us, little maybe get to know your hosts here, get to know the idiots. What else? We have a there's a link there to donate if you would like to do so. You know, a little behind on the mortgage payment, so if we could try to turn that around,
I got dog hats I got to buy.
We'd appreciate it. We'd really appreciate it. Yes, that's right. Christmas is coming, and I have a lot of Brian Fisher nets stockings that I would like to buy for my loved ones, so please help me do that. So we are here for another episode of Convincing Idiots.
Yay.
We're all together. This is nice. What's going on, fellas? How you been? What's new? What's going on? Together.
Mm-hmm.
Brian, what's new with you, my friend?
Nice weekend with my girlfriend Allie. Some nice friend and family time with her. Of course, caught Dean out on Friday at Ignite Brewing. So
It was a big
Dean,
net.
Yep, that's right. Yep. So maybe you talk about maybe why you were out celebrating a little bit on Friday when you get to you.
Yeah.
And then yep. Dean's like, what am I celebrating again? I can't remember. Yeah. And then I went to a fun concert. So I'm wearing the Here Come the Mummies concert shirt. I'll talk more about them and we can do our reviews, but we had a great time up in Cleveland at the House of Blues. Caught a great show. And then one of our buddy's birthday is coming up this week, so spent some time with his family on the weekend. So just overall nice relaxing weekend, good times. So
Nice.
Yeah. So how were you, Dean? So what were you you care to share a little bit while you were celebrating, or yeah?
Yeah. I actually stayed in all weekend. Brian makes up things a lot, pretends that he's with me a lot. And that's weird. I find that weird and disturbing. No, It wasn't actually a celebration. It was a benefit. A young family in the Barberton area lost their son to cancer, and we're doing a benefit for them down at Ignite Brewery, and we were down there to support and to give back and try to help them out.
Nice. Well, yeah, I didn't mean to imply we were celebrating.
Right?
That.
No, I know.
You
I know.
You were out for other reasons as well, but you know that's fine. But
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I didn't realize until I saw, your sort of mustache that you have. No, if you're watching the YouTube, you could also see that I am sans mustache. The Movember thing had to come to an end for me because I had a job interview, and I did get the job.
Very good. That's what I meant. Yeah. So
Yes. Okay. Yes. I'm sorry. I didn't put two and two together, and I'm a little slow. But yeah, I got a new job,
Yeah.
and it was worth shaving off the mustache. I feel bad. I still think everybody should go to Movember.com and donate and support. The charity. It's not charity. It's charity. It's not men's health.
Yeah, to support charities. They do
Yeah.
support various men's health charities
Right.
with, like you said before, mental health, testicular cancer, prostate, etc. So just
Right.
So November is to recognize and call attention to
Absolutely. I may have
supporting
had to
men's
shave
health.
the mustache, but I do still support it and think everybody should go and support it as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Other than that, just hung out with the girlfriend, and we high-fived and touched stuff, and it was fun.
Awesome.
Nick,
Very
what about
good.
you? How was your weekend?
Oh, I've had better. Definitely had better.
Sure.
But I was just to backtrack a little bit. Would have been there at Ignite as well. The family that benefit was for the young boy was a kid that I coached in soccer actually, and his name was Tommy, and he was just a great kid. Really. It sucks. It's so awful, but definitely, would have been there, would have liked to, but I was spent, some nice time with my family down south this weekend. My grandfather, who is my hero and I love very dearly, was ill, and I wanted to fly down and see him and kind of just spend some time with him while I still had the chance. And he actually passed away last night. And he went peacefully. So I was very fortunate to be able to, as much as it have a heavy heart today, it's feel very fortunate that I had the opportunity to go down there and spend that time with him and with my grandmother as well, and my dad and my stepmom. So that was good. But yeah, definitely more of a somber weekend. On the upside of that, though, upon flying back on Saturday, yesterday is my youngest son Oliver's birthday. He turned 6 years old. My youngest is 6 years old, which is wild. So when I came back on Saturday, we went out with our family. We went out to a place in Cleveland called the Haunted House Restaurant, which was really cool atmosphere. Really fun. We almost didn't get in, as I was just telling you guys off air a little bit. We almost didn't get in because they're very busy on Saturdays, but we were the first ones at the door in the cold on Saturday to get 8 people in there. So we did that successfully, and Oliver had a blast. They brought him a cool little fogging goblet of I think it was like a ginger ale, but it had like Sour Patch Kids in it and stuff, and it was green and foggy and smoking and stuff. Really cool. They set off the purge siren and announced all the birthdays and said his name and stuff like that. So it was really cool. It was a cool experience. If you get the chance, the haunted house in Cleveland, definitely a cool atmosphere. They've got all TVs around, all showing horror movies and stuff like that, with the occasional TV aimed at sports or whatever. But cool props in there, movie posters and pictures and things like that. So it was definitely a cool place, and Oliver's super into all that stuff. So it was a good weekend for that. We had fun with that and celebrating his birthday. So not bad.
Nice.
Right.
Dick, I didn't know I didn't know your grandfather passed last night, so I'm very sorry, brother. So
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, appreciate that. Thank you.
And on the other note, are you sure Oliver's not 26? It seems like he's been around for a very long time.
On one end, it's that weird thing. I think we just had sons within 3 weeks that turned 10 together. So
right.
It's that same dynamic where you're like, oh my gosh, because you see them small So when they hit these different ages that you know in your head, you don't really equate to them being that age. But
Right.
at the same time, it's like, yeah, I can't really remember the time he wasn't around. It's fine. It's a long time ago. It feels like he's been around. You know, it's life wasn't complete without him. He definitely completed our family. So, but yeah, 6 years almost. When you say 6 years, it's weird to think of him being 6, but it
Right.
also feels like he's been around longer than 6 years. So,
I agree.
yep. So not 26. In
Not
fact.
26.
No. No.
You are, aren't you?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Somewhere around there? Yeah.
Somewhere around there. No, I wish I'm getting further and further away from that all the time, but yes. So, Brian,
Mhm.
I would like to. I don't want to jump the gun here and cause idiot reviews to happen, but I would like to know a little more about this concert that you saw this weekend and educate me on. We Are the Mummies or Here Come the Mummies? What is it?
They're called Here Come the
Here
Mummies.
Come the Mummies. Okay.
Yeah, they got some clips out there you can find on YouTube, and their music catalog is out there on streaming. I came across them. I might have been making a Halloween playlist or something like last year or so, and just looking up stuff, and I stumbled across them. And they're like a funk rock band. So
Are they the ones that do Hey Hey We're the Mummies? People think we mummy around?
no, I think that was the Monkees.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I get those two mixed up.
But the dynamic is they come out, they all dress up like mummies. So they come out and they're all wrapped up in bandages, and they do different fun things with that. Some wear
Do
hats
any of them
and
wear
sunglasses.
an apron?
No, not like that. No, not like a mummy, not a mummy's mummy. But every one of these guys is super musically talented. So they have, they have horns. They have.
I'm so glad Dean's having a good time over there. He's appealing to himself. That's nice.
Yeah, yeah.
I gotta
but they
make
have
somebody
horns,
laugh.
guitar horns, and all that stuff, and just some of these guys played multiple instruments. Just super talented, and they good vocally. There was one part there's two guys came out, and two dudes had two saxophones each that they played two at the same time, and just kind of dueled playing two saxophones at the same time each in different octaves and stuff like that.
Nick, you've done that before, right?
Yeah,
Something similar.
Sure.
Yeah, it was a different
like
different wind instrument, if you will.
I have flutes. I do a couple flutes at one time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You are talented.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But if you get a chance to go check them out, I mean, we had a great time. Super, just fun, unique type music, and just very entertaining. So go check them out if you are able to. Here Come the Mummies. A lot of fun, and the crowd. It was an interesting. I'm like, we had zero idea what the crowd was going to be like. It ranged from, kids in their 20s through my age and beyond. We're all there at the House of Blues, just enjoying the show because it's such a diverse type of music enjoyment, and just a lot of fun. So check them out on streaming or otherwise. Yeah.
Did you say where they were from? Are they a local thing, or is that?
They're not local. I don't know where they're from exactly. I have to look that up.
I just didn't know that was like a local,
I would assume Egypt, if I were to guess.
They do advertise that they're 5,000-year-old mummies. It is that is literally how they advertise themselves. Yeah. So I
makes sense. You gotta live the gimmick, I tell you.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. So like I said, highly recommend it. Check them out.
Nice.
Will do.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, speaking of other stuff that we saw or watched, while we're talking about that, so Dean, what are you going to say? Did you see or?
Actually, that's what I was going to transition to.
Sure, go right ahead.
Because fucking do it.
I'm doing it. I know, Brian. What you saw, what you're going to idiotly review. I tried to. I attempted to.
Idiotly review. Okay.
Yeah.
Idiotly review.
All right.
Because what you saw, I heard was on Apple TV. So I had I got a free 3-month Apple TV subscription to watch it, and I got distracted by many other things.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing that I would like to review is, there's two. The new Jon Stewart show. I think it's called The Problem With or The Problem.
Problem with Jon Stewart. I think
Yeah.
you're right. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's pretty good. I mean, if you like The Daily Show, it is in the same vein. It more centers on problems and issues in a little more serious way than The Daily Show did. Doesn't cut to correspondence. It has some bits here and there, but yeah, if you like The Daily Show, you'll definitely love that. But my number one thing is Ted Lasso. I don't know if you're familiar. I've heard all this stuff about it.
Yeah, I heard really
Well,
good
yeah,
things. I know it did really well at the last award show.
Yeah,
Like it
won a
some
bunch of
awards
Emmys.
Yeah.
Nominated again this year. And it is from the creator of Scrubs, and I'm a huge Scrubs fan.
Okay.
So I wanted to check it out. So I did. That's what distracted me from not seeing the particular product that you're going to review, Brian. I will get to it. But Ted Lasso is it's not Scrubs funny, like as in the ridiculous bits and the cutaways and the absurd humor. It's really, really smartly written. It's got fucking heart to it. It's what's his name? The main character, Ted Lasso, the actor,
Jason Sudeikis.
Jason Sudeikis. I don't know why I wasn't expecting a Southern accent to him, but he plays a guy with a Southern accent. And when your first few minutes into it, you got to get used to it because it kind of takes you back, and you're like, all right, what is this shit? Is this going to get old quick? But no.
What's the shit?
But no, it really works. His character is charming and heartfelt, and the rest of the cast too. Some characters where you start to where you think that they're going to be the quote unquote bad guy, it kind of turns around and nobody's really like bad. Like in real life, everybody has shades of gray. You know, they have their good parts and their bad parts, and everybody can be an asshole. Everybody can have their heartfelt moments and whatnot. But yeah, I highly recommend Ted Lasso. We are only half in, but this is now going to be one of those series that I'm not allowed to watch unless it is with Megan. So I have to adhere to that. So I have to wait for her to continue watching it. But yes, with how many interrupting needs, I would give it one interrupting Dean.
One interrupting Dean. Wow,
Yeah,
that is the least. If I recall, that is probably the least amount of your own interruptions you've ever given to something.
Yep.
So that's really good.
Fantastic. Deserved every award that it was given. It earned it, and yeah, I look forward to watching the rest of the season and series.
Nice.
Very good. Excellent. Okay.
Who's up?
Very good.
Which one do you choose?
Sorry, I'll mention real quick here. Here come the mummies. I looked it up. They're from Nashville, Tennessee. That's where they originated. So there you have it.
Okay.
There you go. Yep.
Cool.
Yep. Nick, anything? What did you see? Yes, sir.
Well, I was a little busy. I didn't have a lot of time to watch stuff. However, what we did watch on, was it Sunday evening? Oliver wanted to watch Clifford the Big Red Dog, streaming on HBO Max in theaters. It was if you saw Tom and Jerry, it was like Tom and Jerry. Like, it's not good really, but like it's a kid movie, so like, I mean, it has some laughable moments. There's some characters that are okay. It's just, I think
really,
anymore,
really unbelievable.
I know it's this fucking giant ass dog, and like,
really took me out of it.
Yeah, it's just not plausible. You know, give me my Marvel movies, give me my Star Wars, something believable. Okay, this giant red dog is simply too far out of the realm of possibility.
They pretend that Arnold Schwarzenegger is a good actor. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupted.
Wow. Okay. So anyway, so yeah, like, other than Dean just needing to fuck off, it was an okay movie. Like, it was fine. It was fine for a kids movie. I think we're kind of spoiled anymore by like what a lot of kids movies are, because they do. So many kids movies now are targeted for, yes, your kid's going to see it, but we're also going to have a really good storyline. And there's
Right.
going to be humor in there that adults are going to like, and it's good, whatever.
So you're saying this didn't have a good storyline or humor?
Not really. The storyline was not. The storyline was almost like Gremlins, to where like they stumbled upon this thing and got this crazy pet, and now they can't find where to take it back to, and they don't, and the girl's in love with it, so they have to keep it, but yet they got to figure out how to, it's
I don't
it's
think
what
you saw
you
Gremlins.
think it would be.
I don't think you actually saw Gremlins.
Well, you know what I mean. They got this mysterious pet from this mysterious person that whatever, and I don't know. It was okay. It wasn't. Like I said, if you saw Tom and Jerry or whatever, it was along the lines of that, to where like it's not a good movie, but for a kids movie, the kids kind of enjoyed it. I guess it was whatever, but there were some laughable moments. But I interrupting Dean's. I'm probably going to interrupt it a good 7 or 8 times out of 10 because there's just a lot to be said in between, and it's it was okay.
Did they show the kids having to clean up after the dog?
Oh boy, yeah.
That was one of my interruptions. That was one of my Dean interruptions to Robin upon watching it. I'm like, can you imagine that thing shitting?
Oh, but
like,
they didn't do the bit.
They didn't do that. No, they didn't do that.
Missed opportunity.
Although they did take one of my jokes. I was gonna make. I actually made the joke before they made it in the movie, because at one point, because Robin's like, nobody is gonna think that it's weird that a giant red dog's walking around New York City, and I'm like, well, it's New York City, and people are so caught up. And then they made that joke. They said no one's even gonna notice. They walk right out the front door with Clifford, and people are on their phone and stepping over the leash and just like going about their day because it's New York and everybody's on the go and no one's really paying attention to it. But they did that. But yeah, no, I was waiting for there was no giant turd at all. So sorry to disappoint.
I know your affinity for turds too.
Everywhere I gotta go, I gotta grab one. Gotta pick one up.
Yeah, they could have at least had the off-camera joke where somebody stepped in a huge pile or something and said,
right.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Oh well, maybe in the sequel.
Maybe.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Oh, there definitely will be a second one, I'm sure.
Okay.
You tell me they didn't kill off Clifford at the end?
Why?
What a strange twist this movie had.
Odd ending, yeah.
What? I wasn't expecting that.
Become rabid, they take him behind the shed with a fucking tank.
Yeah, imagine that. That'd be like a Cujo on steroids or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Clifford goes nuts.
Clifford, the big red roadkill.
Yeah. I don't know. All right.
All right, Brian, what'd you... no.
Okay. Well,
what'd you watch?
Last Thursday, Allie and I went to one of those like Fathom, special event type things where they, you like a one night only in the theater, then you can catch things on streaming or elsewhere or whatever.
Okay.
So we went to see the director's cut of Rocky IV
in
the theater. Yeah. So, and now it's on streaming. You can find it. I think it's on
TV?
Amazon Prime, on Apple TV. You can stream TV. It. You could rent it elsewhere as well.
Sure.
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect. Certainly we've seen the original, which is, a little campy and stuff like that, certainly. But I don't know, the changes that, and you may have read it by now, I don't know. But I
actually stayed away from a lot of it because I want to be surprised. Yeah, I'm treating this kind of like a new movie.
Okay. Yeah, well, I won't get into spoilers and stuff, but just in general, he did add around, I think it's 42 minutes of footage that he had shot but didn't use.
Is it recognizable?
Took some other stuff. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he took some stuff.
Does it change the movie like significantly, or
is that like Justice League level where it's like a whole different thing? Or
it does not change it significantly, but it definitely changes the theme without a doubt. So it definitely it enhances his friendship more with Apollo in some earlier scenes that they had shot and didn't make it to the final cut. Some scenes with him.
Is that goddamn robot in there still?
Nope, they took all that out.
Good. Fantastic.
There's a robot?
Yeah.
That was a weird birthday party scene with Paulie, and he bought him a robot and stuff. It had zero to do with the story. It didn't add any value at all to it, and it was just goofy and campy. He took all that stuff out.
We could do it. We could do an episode on bad guys in films, and Paulie would be right in the top of it. What a fucking heel that guy was.
Yeah, I mean, there was a nice moment where he, in this movie where he's going out to fight Drago, and he has a little moment with him and stuff. And
but he has
nice.
him in all of them. He's a piece of shit in every one of the Rocky movies and then he halfway redeems himself by apologizing or crying or whatever horseshit. He is a heel.
Yeah.
Fuck Paulie.
Well, like I said, there was this whole. They shot different things about this whole warrior code. And that was what was so hard for Apollo to retire, is that the code of the warrior, and he has it still in him and stuff. And it's like, okay, I could see guys that are athletes that still have that fire to compete.
Like the Ultimate Warrior?
That's what I was going to think.
Yeah. No, not quite.
The code
not quite.
of the warrior.
Yeah, he actually, Apollo does that, and it's very strange. Very strange.
Odd,
when he's in the Uncle Sam suit.
Face painted.
Does that. Yeah.
Does he shake the ropes when he comes in?
Yeah, all very strange. He sprints to the ring, stuff like that.
I am all in for this movie.
No, but they definitely shot scenes to connect to that warrior theme throughout the movie that just didn't make the final cut, the original cut. So those are kind of there. So it has a different vibe to it, different feel to it. He's enhanced some of the fight scenes a little bit. There's footage that they cut out prior that, I mean, obviously you're not changing the results of the fights, obviously, but it just has a different theme to it. And there's stuff that, and again, I won't spoil it, but there's stuff at the end of the movie that just made a lot more sense to me than the original cut. Because some of the stuff in the original cut, it's like, this would never fucking happen at all. Anybody can change. Right. Rocky single-handedly ends Cold War.
Sure.
It's like,
it's Rocky.
Yeah. So they change up some of that a little bit, and it's like,
they
okay,
end it with the Rocky and the robot high five freeze frame. I'd see that.
Well, he goes like in a control room, right? It fights over. Mm-hmm. Goes in the control room. He has a key. The robot has the other key. They open up the nuclear. Like, push the button. End the movie. Right there. Strange.
You just assume the world ended. Rocky the robot.
Him and the robot just
nuked the world. I like this.
That's it.
I like
but
this
the original cut, he's like, then it kind of really ends the story abruptly, and it's like, I kind of wanted to make other Rocky movies. So they had to cut that scene out originally, but they kind of worked it in. Yeah, see what you think. But anyways, if you're a Rocky fan, check it out. I mean, I've seen a lot. I mean, the reviews are back and forth, but when I read a lot of the fan reviews and different Facebook groups of my generation and stuff, and a lot of people that's seen it have the same sentiment, that they liked the changes. They thought it was a different feel. Definitely recommended. So check it out if you're a fan. You will enjoy it.
Can't wait.
I also caught
before what did you caught next? How many interrupting deans? Which ironically I had to do to get you to say
it. Yes.
So that counts as one at least.
That's some
so now add on yours on top of that. Yeah.
My favorite Rocky is still probably Rocky 3, because I like the whole thing with Mr. T and the whole dynamic with Apollo there and stuff like that. And Rocky 4 was just so cheesy for so long, but the more I've watched it, it has grown on me more. And then this version of it, if I would go back and watch Rocky 4 again, I would be inclined to watch this version of it going forward, to go back and enjoy it. So overall, for me, with the changes, I give it like a 4 interrupting deans. It takes it. The original cut for me is more of a 5.
Okay.
5 to 6 maybe.
Good
this
to know.
Cuts it down. So yeah, just.
And if Dean hadn't interrupted off the top, it would have been down 2 interruptions.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Yep. And the whole training montage still of all the Rocky, still terrific.
Still the best. Absolutely.
I love the whole scene when Drago is the modern, technology, and Rocky is doing the old fashioned stuff, and lifting the wagon and the rafter sit-ups and all that I joke with you guys about. It's still my routine, by the way, before every episode.
Sure.
With you guys.
Yeah, we know.
Yep. Papers
the pictures up. Yep.
Pictures up with you guys. Crush it on the mirror. Yeah, every time.
Climbing up that hill.
Go through a lot of paper, crumpling up all those pictures of us.
Climbs up a snowy mountain, even if it's summer.
Yep, that's right. Yep. And I also saw Army of Thieves on Netflix. So Army of Thieves is a prequel to the Zack Snyder Army of the Dead, which they released on streaming only in the summer on Netflix. That was with Dave Bautista and a few guys. So it's a fun kind of zombie. The premise of Army of the Dead was the zombie apocalypse has happened, but they were able to contain the zombies in Las Vegas. So the city is completely overrun by zombies. They were able to put barriers to lock all the zombies in there. So they overrun the city, and they're going to nuke Las Vegas to kill the zombies. And then they recruit a band of that's the first one. So they recruit a band of thieves to go in and to a certain vault in Vegas and steal a bunch of money, and they'll get a cut. That's the premise, right? And one of the guys they recruit in the original movie is this interesting, weird German safecracker guy, right? So kind of nerdy and everything else, but he's an expert at cracking safes. So they bring him in, and the prequel is directed by that actor, Matthias, and he's a German actor.
Matthias or Matthias?
Matthias, thank you.
I don't know.
Matthias Schweithofer. I'm going to mispronounce his name. I'm so sorry to our German listeners out there. But
there's a lot of words that didn't make sense coming out of your head.
That's right. He reprised the same character, and this is of course, a prequel to that movie. So it introduces him before the events of that movie. He's recruited to go on this unusual safe cracking expedition with this mysterious group of thieves and stuff like that. So it barely has any zombies in it. They're mentioning the zombie apocalypse is starting to happen. There's clips and stuff like that. So it really has nothing to do with zombies at all. It's more of a thriller, action, crime type movie. And this guy's sort of out of his element and trying to come into this group and again, crack safes and get out of there. So if you like that type of movie, like the action of true crime getting in there and excitement of getting out and all it being pursued and all that type of stuff, definitely a fun movie. Recommended. And it's a lot of fun on Netflix. Right around 2 hours.
Okay.
Fun shot. Would I want to pay full price in the movie theater? Probably not. But for a Sunday afternoon hanging out in the fall, definitely a lot of fun. I watched the whole thing in one sitting and really enjoyed it. So, check that out. Army of Thieves on Netflix.
Brian said he wouldn't pay for it, which means he thought it sucked. So how many interrupting deans do you give it?
I didn't think it sucked. I'm just saying, if I paid full price at a movie theater,
he'd be mad because he thought it sucked.
I'd be mad.
No, I would say I'd probably give it a 5, maybe a 6 interrupting dean. I did.
Ooh, it's over half.
Okay, all right.
He thought he really hated it.
Now the team that they put together of the thieves, is it like you have the smart one and you have
is it like an Ocean's 11 movie? Is what you're saying?
Right.
You say Muscle?
No, I said muscle.
Oh.
I like the word muscle. That is
sounds like
fun.
muscle. You got the muscle.
It's a small group, so he's recruited by like a international female thief.
Mm-hmm.
So she's kind of the leader. You have a computer hacker. You got like a burly dude, and then you got a getaway driver, and that's it. And him. That's it. Small group. And
I like the weird one. Like why is this guy here?
He is the weird one. That's him. That's the safecracker guy.
Why is he here?
It's
right.
It's like us. Like I'm the smart one, Brian's the muscle, and you're like, why is Dean here? Like,
right.
That's like,
and both answers are, oh, don't worry about him. He's our insurance. Speaking of, I'll tell you, Blake Insurance. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I love talking about this. You guys know I do. I believe in it. I use it. I love it. Blake Insurance is an Erie insurance agency located in Barberton, Ohio. They provide auto, home, renters, business, and life insurance with honesty, decency, and affordability. Erie Insurance is
Whoa.
above all in service. You want to call 234-571-5359 or visit BlakeInsuranceLLC.com for your free 5-minute quote today. And make sure you tell them Convincing Idiots sent you.
He'd be like, "What?
Wow.
What's that mean?
was
I don't know. What is that? I don't know what that means."
That was extra.
Yeah.
That was extra there.
Yeah, that was good. That was
Thank you.
good.
Thank you.
Yeah. And you know, an extra, speaking of extra, we do have an extra sponsor for the show. I have not written a professional
Come on,
spot
Brian.
yet.
Roll it in.
Yeah. Thank you.
Pretend
We
you
will.
got some big old wheels on there. Just
Roll
roll
it
it
right
in.
in.
That's right. We're
With
going to roll it in.
electricity.
That's exactly right. So RPM.
And handlebars.
That's right. That's right. RPM Bike Shop. Just RPM. It's a family-owned business out of Carrollton, Ohio. They have a Facebook page. So if you go to RPM Bike Shop, give their page a like and check them out if you're in the market for an electric bicycle. Again, it's not a motorcycle. These are electric bicycles. So you charge them up. You can ride them on the street or trails or whatever as like a normal bike. And you could use the electric as an extra boost to get you up some hills or, pick up some speed, or just frankly, maybe you want to go farther out on the trail and, give yourself some extra energy to get back. Great for that. They have different sizes, different styles. Some have baskets and stuff, so you could take your belongings with you very easily. Take you,
Or a dog in case a tornado comes.
Yeah, take
Sure.
your Convincing Idiots podcast, your Bluetooth speaker, plant it right there in the front, and just blast
That's
that
right.
bitch while you're on a trail.
Exactly right. So if you're into camping or again trail riding or otherwise,
Or just a fan of boss-ass bikes.
That's right. Yeah, check them out. So RPM Bike Shop, again, nice family-owned business. They're just getting into this. Give them a call. All their information is on their Facebook page. If you are in the market, and you don't necessarily have to be in this area, certainly it would help out, obviously. But
you get out
if you're
there,
in the market,
and I want to let you all know, it doesn't cost anything to check it out.
That's right. Absolutely. There are some photos on the page of the bikes. Check it out.
Yeah. Pretty sweet looking. They got those big ass tires on them. They're cool looking.
I can't wait till we do a promotional video to where the three of us ride electric bikes, getting wrecks, and that's where we need Erie Insurance when we break our legs.
That's right.
Unfortunately, Aaron says that 3-seater bikes are not covered in policies.
Aww.
Wah, wah, wah.
All right,
but
so
not a lot of people know that Carrollton, Ohio, was named after Carol Brady. Anyways, what were you going to say?
Wow, how about that?
Probably not true, but that's a good nugget of information. No, but real quick, it was very cool of them to let us shout them out on the podcast and stuff like that, and looking forward to plugging them some more in the future.
Absolutely.
I'm going to actually check them out myself. I'm in the realm in the need for new bikes, and I'd like to not pedal, so I'm going there to check it out.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah,
you can travel all over your sweatshirt there with
from
one of those
here
electric
to
bikes.
Here.
Mm-hmm.
I ride down to here. You keep going south, and it just keeps getting sweeter and hotter.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Follow the honey stick trail.
That's right, honey stick down south. Where's you go past that equator and find happiness. Find the honey stick. I don't know what the fuck we're doing at this point.
This is not the ad read that they wanted, I think.
Yeah,
they're like, you know what? Thanks, but no thanks.
We gotta work on this. We gotta work on this read. Yeah, if you say Convincing Idiots, essentially say, is that weird podcast that you, Brian, do with your weird friends? I'm like, yeah. That's
Oh, the honey
probably
stick?
it. So
Oh, yeah. Then I'll take 2 bikes.
Is that the cool thing with your friends where you guys talk about how long you guys been friends? No, not that. The other one. It's the weird guy one. It's the one with the weird dudes.
right.
Oh, with
Yep.
the map shirt and always had the boner. Yeah. Anyways.
Okay, so
How
RPM Bike Shop.
many
Thank you.
interrupting
Yeah.
Deans would you
Yeah.
give this ad read? I think I counted 12 already during that small
That's
segment.
it?
So, yep.
It's fucking light.
Yeah, if you out there would like a smooth sponsorship read,
It came from Gen
Similar-
X is now available for ad
yes,
reads.
right, exactly right. Jeez.
Okay,
Maybe,
so I
maybe
think
if there's a
just
bourbon
contact-
company out there that wants to.
contact.
with that being said,
Yeah,
Brian, I think we should cut away. And if someone's listening in a
Yes.
podcast, I think they should hear our real ad read is
Yes.
done professionally. So let's do that.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds good. So yeah, listen to this, and we'll be back with our idiots of the week debate.
See you on the other side.
Let's rock a piss.
And 2.
Welcome back to Convincing
Convincing
Idiots. It is me, Nick, with Brian, and Dean is here with us.
Zennial.
And Brian and I
Brian,
have prepared this totally rehearsed thing to say to bring us back in. So here we are. And we're going to start off and just talk about some idiots of the week. Not bad. That was good. That was solid.
I picked the wrong day to quit drinking.
So, Idiots of the Week, fellas. This is a segment that we started up here in the last few weeks here, last month or so.
Yeah.
Just picking at, it's not hard to throw a stone and hit an idiot because people are stupid everywhere. So
Is that
it
why
just
I get hit
happens
with stones so much?
It is why, yes.
God damn it.
Yeah, and because we can't, public stoning is frowned upon now. They just have to hit you
That's
while
what I
you're walking by. So, yeah, that's why.
Mean people out there.
You learned something today. Maybe. So anyway, we are going to talk about our idiots of the week. Let's start with our favorite idiot here, lost in the world, and on his shirt, Dean.
Actually, I want to go last because mine will segue. If we're breaking down that fourth wall.
All right, Brian. So once again, in the spirit of interrupting and throwing the show off the rails, Dean has elected to go last, even though I nominated him.
If you would have heard,
so
if you would have heard it before we started recording, and I had told
Brian,
you this,
to nominate for Idiot of the Week, or do you want to go last?
Finger up your nose and don't even listen.
I'll mention it. Mine's not very long at all here, so it's
that's what they say.
Thank you. I heard myself say that. Yeah. No, I mentioned this last week. So, Senator Ted Cruz from Texas got into a bit of a Twitter banter with a fictional character, Big Bird from Sesame Street. So, Sesame Street is kind of running a vaccine awareness campaign because children now are eligible for the vaccine. So,
which is wrong, apparently.
Yeah, well, apparently it is. So, Big Bird's is Sesame Street's trying to help kids feel comfortable, like getting the vaccine's okay. I'm sure there's kids out there that are nervous about all this, and they have kids'
How
attention.
dare Sesame Street teach children about safety? That's ridiculous.
I know, it's ridiculous. So, anyway,
fuck Big Bird too.
Big Bird puts an announcement out there on Sesame Street and on Twitter, or from Sesame Street on Twitter, and Ted Cruz made a comment along the line of, it's government manipulation for your children or something to that effect, and it's like, really, it's.
See,
Can I
Are
play
you
devil's advocate real quick?
go
sure?
ahead, please
Go
do.
I
ahead.
disagree with all of this for the record, but I'm just saying if the
Mhm.
Sesame Street or Big Bird Twitter account puts out a tweet like that, Ted Cruz knows what he's doing, because
Sure.
the kids that they're wanting to, put this PSA announcement out for probably aren't on Twitter. He knows that this is an opportunity to speak to all his crazy people
Right.
that would support him
Yeah.
good for him for standing up to fucking Big Bird. Like,
Right.
it's actually
Did you see it? Big Bird ain't even
kind
white.
it's well played, at least. I mean, it's stupid still, but at least for what he's going for,
That makes
I
yes.
get it.
You're right, Nick.
They're not going to tell Sesame Street ain't good. The liberal Sesame Streets aren't going to tell me what to do or put in my body.
Right.
And I just want to poke a little at Brian himself, if I could. This isn't really fair, because anytime you bring up Ted Cruz for Idiot of the Week, he's gonna win.
Yeah.
Because Ted Cruz.
Right.
Yeah. Depending on your point of view, absolutely. So
He's a cheat code for Idiot of the Week.
yeah, he said government
Yes.
propaganda for your
There you go.
5-year-old. That's what he tweeted. That was his response to Big Bird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, and I agree with you, Nick. He's like basically, trying to make a name for himself. Trump can't tweet, so he's trying to call attention and, like you say, appeal to his base. So I don't know. You could probably pick something different than trying to pile on to something that's intended to help kids out. So
Do you think Ted Cruz is really just angry because Big Bird could fly to Cancun and he had to get on a flight during the pandemic while people were dying and get away from it all as a senator?
Could be.
Could be a little jealousy at play there.
Right.
Yeah,
He's like, I have to use big metal wings to get away from this shit.
SNL this past week.
I was going to ask if you saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, fun cold open parody of Cruise Street or something to that effect. So kind of made fun of the whole Big Bird thing and everything. So yeah. Anyway, that's what I got as Ted Cruz making fun of piling on Big Bird for trying to encourage vaccination with kids, or calls not encourage vaccination even, but just to ease kids'
their
concerns if they're nervous about getting a vaccine. Basically, it's what the tweet was from Big Bird. So that's what I got. So Nick, who do you got?
Well, I don't know, because there was a couple episodes there when I think all this was initially going down that I might not have been here. So I don't know if either of you at any point had ever nominated LA Raiders coach John Gruden for Idiot of the Week. Because
different football coach.
What's that?
We nominated a different
you
football
wasn't
coach.
Gruden.
College guy,
okay.
yeah.
So to recap, obviously, I think we all know the story, but a while back, some emails were uncovered that he had sent over. People will make the argument years ago, whatever. I don't care. You're still a dickhead. You're still saying shitty things, but he checked every box: racism, homophobia, misogyny. I mean, all of them are there. So whatever. Now, though, John Gruden, after initially stepping down as, I'm sorry, I said LA earlier, it's Las Vegas.
Right. Yes,
Raiders
Las Vegas.
Head coach John Gruden. After initially he had stepped away from the position so as not to be a distraction. He is now suing the NFL and Roger Goodell for what he called
copying his hair.
what he what he called a Soviet-style character assassination. So apparently, I guess what we're getting to is, I hear people say things that were said a long time ago. Okay, sure, and I think we can all understand that in different times and different, we are trying to evolve as a society and as people.
Are we?
And well, some of us are trying.
Some of us
are trying. we all grew up and were around things and heard people say things that maybe we didn't speak up to or whatever. As time goes on, we're, I think, all kind of growing in a better direction. So whatever. People say, well, things were said a long time ago. I'm sorry, but it's so much where there's smoke, there's fire, and this guy clearly has ideals where and now that he has these ideals where he is an asshole, and now so much so that he's still an asshole that he feels like going back instead of saying, hey,
he's doubling down.
I have said some bad shit, I have thought some bad shit, and I need to show you some receipts now. I need to do some work. I need to show you that I'm working to better myself and changing certain things about the way that maybe I was raised, or that things that I was taught or culture has taught me. Nay. Instead, he is, as Dean said, doubling down on that and going back and playing the victim card and saying basically that he has been wronged.
It's the equivalent of when a kid gets in trouble and he starts getting mad because he got in trouble.
Yep. It's always somebody else's fault. Well, I fail to see how the NFL or Roger Goodell is at fault for him being a complete piece of shit. So I feel like now's a good time for him to grow, but instead he's taken the other opportunity to say it's someone else's fault or he's being victimized. Of course, the straight white man in America is being victimized once again.
See, that pisses me off.
Of course.
Yeah. Probably more than most because, as a piece of shit myself, you got to own it.
Right.
You can't go blaming other people and saying this, that, and the other. No, if you're a piece of shit, own that. Be the piece of shit, admit it, accept it, and thrive.
Well, that's what Donald Trump's done, but you don't like him either, so you respect him? Is that what you're saying? There's plenty of politicians that do that.
I will slap the tits right off you.
Ted Cruz has embraced being a piece of shit. Do you like Ted
Cruz? He's done it to an art form, too. Masterful motherfucker.
So, all right, Dean. Well, that's John Gruden is who I have submitted for my Idiot of the Week.
All right, mine's very short and sweet. It is, well, I don't know if you guys heard about it this week. Well, let me start by saying my Idiot of the Week is you. And you, and you, and me. All of us. Because look at here, we have Paul Rudd as voted the sexiest man alive. And Paul Rudd is such a beautiful specimen, a brilliant sculpture of a human being. It makes us all just idiots in general. So you and me.
I thought you were going somewhere different.
Because Paul Rudd is on the pedestal he deserves, we are all deservedly the idiots of the week.
I thought, and this is where when I initially heard that, I thought you were saying that we are idiots because we are deeming Paul Rudd sexy. Now,
once again,
let me
say,
I do not find Paul Rudd unattractive. I don't dislike Paul Rudd. But sexy is probably the furthest description in my mind when I think of Paul Rudd.
But
will
give you, combination of looks and personality.
He is aging well.
Aging beautifully. He's kind of like, you got to take into consideration of the looks, personalities. He's sexy like I'm sexy. Dynamite personality. Probably about a Barberton 8.
Wow,
there's
that's high.
I said Barberton.
I know.
You're real barrel of shit.
No, don't get me wrong. Paul Rudd is a Barberton 8. Paul Rudd's a Barberton 8.
I think for Paul Rudd, it's for him. It's the entire
jingle all the way up your ass.
Entire everything he has to offer, right?
So it's a likability factor, sure.
Well, you think about him, it's like you say, he's definitely a handsome man, right? Mm-hmm. He's definitely been working out for the movies.
Mm-hmm.
But it's his whole humbleness and funniness. He's been married to the same woman for 18 plus years. Seems like he's a good dad. And he definitely, we talked about him in prior episodes of celebrities that we were thinking we would just like to be able to hang out with. He definitely I think he was our male celebrity we'd like to hang out with was Paul
I
Rudd. He's
believe
definitely
so.
up there.
Yeah.
You know, it was like Paul Rudd and Dolly Parton or something like that. We like to hang out with.
John
from a
Hamm was up
celebrity.
there too, but
Yeah, but he's that type of guy. So I think all things considered is what was. And what I don't know if you saw these or not, but go check out like Stephen Colbert on YouTube with Paul Rudd, and they went through the whole parody of Paul Rudd going through like a sexy interview to try to qualify for sexiest man and all that type of stuff. So it was a whole campy, tongue-in-cheek, making fun of himself thing. So I don't know. All things considered,
Yeah, I would
yeah.
never disparage someone for the likability factor. I guess when I'm thinking the whole sexiest man alive thing in years past, you're talking Michael B. Jordan, Idris Elba, Chris Hemsworth. You know what I mean? Like it's not that. It's not that. You know what I mean? Like. He's definitely likable.
You upset? Would you feel a little better if it was like Sinbad or fucking Phil Hartman or maybe Arnold Schwarzenegger? I mean, what are we looking at here, Nick?
Arnold Schwarzenegger is sexier at his age than Paul Rudd. I'm just saying.
His nipples touch his belly button.
As far as the sexiness factor, I guess is what I'm having trouble with. No, I mean, I love Paul Rudd. He's great. Like he's, but, and is not saying he's unattractive, but I thought that was odd. I was like, sexiest man? Like that's definitely not a word I think of when I think of Paul Rudd. He's definitely attractive. He's definitely funny and likable and, all these things. But
see,
he's adorable. Paul Rudd is adorable.
He is adorable.
And I feel like you can't be adorable and sexy. Not in the.
Have you seen our other co-host, Nick?
Well,
that's all I'm saying.
Well,
all I'm saying. Well, I just proved my point. See,
a celebrity fashion when you don't know someone personally. I'm sure
he's a host on Convincing Idiots.
That's what you look for. Like we all probably find those things about our partners that they're both cute and sexy, and that's you find that balance. But when you don't know someone
Megan
personally
does not feel
and you're
that way.
just looking at a celebrity as appearance, I feel like it's hard to see both in somebody. But
okay, all right.
But yes, I don't find Paul Rudd sexy. But
I like how this has become more of a Paul Rudd debating if he's the sexiest man.
Well, did I say I was going to transition and kind of combine
I love
a couple
Paul
things?
Rudd.
Yeah,
he's a
I
sweet
we needed
boy.
to at least
he's
touch
fantastic.
it and caress it and rub it and maybe twist. All right, next we are going. Where are we going, guys?
So we're going to select we're going to talk about who we nominated.
Oh yeah,
and who we think should be our idiot of the week. So you have everybody else besides Paul Rudd because he won sexiest
he
man.
Knew he was the sex. Did he know? Is he included? Because did he think he was the sex? Probably not, because he's so humble. He didn't. Because
he's so humble.
Man. So he is part of it. It's clue. Everybody. All of us is Dane's nomination.
I agree. And then you have John Gruden for prior crazy emails and commentary that he stated, and then suing the NFL for releasing that information, and then Ted Cruz for arguing with making comments about Big Bird and just trying to use a kid-friendly note about easing their mind on getting vaccinated and turning it into a political rant for his own benefit. So
on the count of three, we can all just say the same fucking person, right?
Probably.
One, two,
three.
Ted Cruz.
Yeah. Like you said, he is a cheat code. I feel like at the end of the day, John Gruden is a piece of shit, but at least he's arguing with real people.
Right.
Ted Cruz is arguing with Big Bird.
Exactly.
Like, I'm sorry. I just don't,
And mine doesn't count because I just used my nomination to talk about Paul Rudd. So
and John Gruden too. I mean,
y'all know how sexy Paul Rudd is. That's not this segment, Dane. We didn't carve that out.
Fuck you, it is.
We don't have to like John Gruden, but at least I will say one thing about all that is the commentary he had was not intended to be public. He was not attempting to put his views out there in the public eye like that for some type of benefit.
Sure.
He wasn't on the social media.
He was a piece of shit in private.
Yeah,
Right.
and
like
it'd
most
be
of
like,
us are.
well,
Maybe
you
not
know,
to his level and
it'd
his
be like,
disgustingness,
in some
but
I mean, you should
in
never
our
put that.
own ways.
You put that type of stuff in writing to anybody, you have to believe at some point that could get out. If you're sending somebody a text or you're putting something out there that they have
Yeah.
possession of whatever you were saying, whatever that is, whether it be a voicemail or a text or an email, and you
I
say
text
something,
Nick every morning, how's your penis?
sure.
Most
And
of the
Looks the
days I
same
get
as
a
it did when we
response.
went to bed. Looks the same as
But-
we did when we went to bed.
But you also will say, you'll also ask, you'll say the same, you'll ask the same question publicly. You know what I mean? You're not hiding that type of stuff. So,
Right.
you know, so John Gruden hid that stuff, and see, I don't know. I don't necessarily agree. I don't agree with. I don't agree with what he was saying. But,
Right, and
you
I still think at the end. I mean, I get what you're saying. Yes, it was not intent. He didn't go out and spew hatred and all these things onto people. However, the fact of the matter is that type of thinking, whether in private or in public, is part of is the problem with
Sure.
culture. And it's trying to turn it around. So, like you said,
If you
put it down
whisper,
in
I'm an
writing.
asshole, you're still an asshole.
You're risking that getting out.
Right.
And so, I mean, yeah, it's just, I don't know. And I just, at the end of the day, I can't say that you're wasting an opportunity to take a high road and be able to learn from this. And instead, like Dean said, it's like a kid getting mad that somebody got mad at him, kind of thing, that he got in trouble. So it's just, but yes, I agree. Ted Cruz, like I said, I agree that Ted Cruz, at the end of the day, when you're arguing with a Muppet, you're probably going to win Idiot of the Week.
And it makes you dumber than a Muppet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Very good. So
right, before we go any further, because I believe we're going to touch base on Disney Plus Day and some of the new stuff coming out.
That's correct.
I want to go ahead and real quick just touch on an obituary. I can't remember what we called it, but rest in peace, Dean Stockwell.
Yes.
He played Admiral Al Calavici on NBC's Quantum Leap.
Yep.
If you know me, you know that it is my favorite show in the history of shows. Quantum Leap is gold to me, and Al Calavici, to me growing up, was the coolest motherfucker. And just some of the futuristic clothes that he wore, and his acting is great. He played the part beautifully. I mean, he has an Oscar for Married to the Mob.
Okay.
I believe. So he's an Oscar winner, or at least nominated. Can't remember which one, but yeah. I think most people will remember him as Al from Quantum Leap, and he will be missed. Led a great life. It's not like he died in a knife fight, out in the street. He was in his 80s.
That'd be pretty sick, though.
Yep.
It would be. That's a way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was 85.
Especially at 80.
Or
Yeah, 85.
Absolutely. He said it was 85, and he said his career spanned like 70 years. So
he started as a child
young.
actor.
Jesus.
Yeah. I figure, I made a promise to myself. If I make it to 95, I'm going to die in a sword fight. I don't know how, where, but I'm going to die in a sword fight.
Just to put in the obituary.
Sure. Right.
Well, we'll just come in, and one of us will just behead you right there.
Yeah. Highlander style.
So fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
It'll probably be Brian.
Yep.
When you're
Well,
95, it'll just be like.
and
You'll be sitting there with your maybe your 95th birthday. You'll just be there.
Yes. And then when you do it, you've got to
there.
hold your sword in the air and yell, "There can only be one."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I like
the quickening. Yep.
We'll just go behind you, and then we'll just take your head and kind of throw it across the table.
Ooh, can we do the double swords like Anakin did to Count Dooku? Just
that's it.
Like sword.
Now,
X's
does he get both, or do you get one?
No, we each get one. That's how.
I like that. Yeah.
That is how Convincing Idiots ends.
Yep.
Or maybe not ends.
That's a series
but
finale.
Yeah. Well.
Yep.
Or we just team up with the Gen X guys and me and Brian do that one.
Yeah.
But then but we behead you to go on to the next level.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like this a lot.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yep. Okay.
So when I'm 95, this goes down.
We probably shouldn't have given away
put a
the
reminder.
finale.
Yeah. Set your
on
reminder.
there. Yeah. Set your reminder. Dean's 95th birthday.
Yep.
I mean,
These-
let's take out of consideration that Brian's going to be 145 by then, but you know.
Well, he will have quickened. He will have beheaded so many other podcast hosts that
Yep.
he's going to keep
That's right.
going.
He'll start
That's
with
right.
Joe Rogan,
Yeah.
move on to Mark Maron.
That'll buy him
I'll just-
a lot of years. Yeah.
I'll just
Chris
absorb-
Jericho. I mean, they're
Yeah.
all fucking falling left, right, and center.
Brian
like
gets stronger,
Dracula.
younger.
That's
Yeah.
right. Just absorb their entity. That's right. Yep.
The podcast Highlander. That's what
The
Brian is.
Podlander. The Podlander.
I
Podlander.
like it.
He is the Podlander.
Okay.
Love it.
I need a movie poster of this.
There can
Yeah.
only be one. There can
If
only be
anyone
one.
listening, any of the three of you that are listening, if you're good at Photoshop, please make me a Podlander movie poster with Brian with
I'm
a
on it.
sword and some lightning, please.
It could be our listener in Oman.
Oman. Did you know Oman is right by
Yes.
Yemen?
Yep.
Dean,
How
will you
about
please
that?
show everyone where Oman is on your
I
shirt?
believe Oman's going to be probably right about there. More like there, right behind there.
And you, the
Uh-huh.
one listener in Oman, we're
We
not
thank you.
pointing at the
Yeah.
armpit to
No.
Yeah.
It is on my
It's
side.
literally he's
Mhm.
wearing a fucking globe or a map or
A
whatever.
map shirt.
There.
Hold on, what? Excuse me?
You're wearing a map.
No. Did you say I was a globe? But why the
You're a
fuck would you
globe.
say I was a globe?
Well, you're three-dimensional,
The globe's round. What are you
but
trying to
also
say?
three-dimensional. A map is flat. You're not Flat Stanley. You're not a map. You're a globe. You're three-dimensional. You're a person.
I mean, I try to do sit-ups.
Try a little harder, and maybe you'll be a map. But right now, you're a globe.
Huh. There you go. Maybe there'll be some mountains in that map
Some
sometime.
mountain,
Yeah.
You guys ever see the mountains coming across? What is that? Fucking Canada right there? The fucking the
You
Northwest
guys-
Territory up in the Yukon? There we go.
Yeah.
You just wait till I get my map underoos.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Who wants to climb the Rocky Mountains?
Look at that volcano erupting from the deep seas over there.
All right. Yep.
You want to hike Everest?
This is where Brian wraps the
So
show.
how about
And uncomfortable. No.
Yeah.
Can we talk about
Yeah.
about Disney
How
Plus Day?
about Disney
Because
Plus Day? Yes, that
As
was a big day.
aforementioned, I didn't see the big reveal, but I saw some. I saw a visual that you sent through the text line, Brian, of all the different logos of the new series coming. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
need a refresher. I need to know what's coming and what I can watch and what I can just like Falcon and Winter Soldier
me and
send
my,
off to the
my
exile.
map underoos.
That you could watch.
I
No.
can watch that.
No, he asked who was coming.
Ah, gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
So there's okay. You, Brian, lay it all out. Let's do it.
All right. So, well, first of all, coming out next month, you have the new Hawkeye series will be
Real
coming
quick.
out.
Sorry,
Yes.
before we get too deep into it, I want to do
Yep.
real quick. I want to. It's
Yep.
not like a review thing, but I want us
Yep.
to each go around and say yay, nay, or I'll watch an episode, just
All
to
right, I
like
like it.
see level
That
of
sounds
interest. Yay,
That sounds
nay, like I'm watching it, I'm not watching it, not no interest, or I'll check an episode out just to see. So Brian, real quick, here we go.
I like it. So, let's just kind of start there. So, this was already announced, but the Hawkeye series.
Okay.
He'll fight the sister of Black Widow, introduced in the Black Widow movie.
Okay.
He introduces his daughter, who I believe it takes on the mantle. I think that's the storyline. She'll take on the mantle of the new Hawkeye coming out here soon. Interested? Yes?
I'm gonna go yay. I mean, I've seen all the rest of the Marvel shows so far, so yeah. I mean, it's out of all of them, Hawkeye is one of my least favorites because he doesn't have a superpower.
He's just got like really good like aim.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
wow.
really good, know, with an Olympic sport.
Yeah.
Now, fun side note on this is the girl that he's going to be fighting in the show
Yeah.
in real life is dating Zach Braff, a fellow podcaster who Brian will have to behead. So
Interesting.
All
it
right. How
all,
about that?
I don't like
Okay.
the idea of anyone beheading Zach Braff because
I agree. I not a
I
fan,
feel
but I
okay.
mean, are you
If
going to get in the
real
way of
quick,
Brian?
I'm not going to go too off topic here, but a drawback to that: would Zach Braff be the sexiest man alive? Could he be sexiest man alive? He's Paul Rudd. He's Paul Rudd-esque. He's
He is Paul
adorable.
Rudd-esque,
He's not
but
unattractive, and he's very humble and whatever. But
I would still say Paul Rudd looks wise is a step above.
he's a little more. Paul Rudd is more handsome
Correct.
than Zach Braff.
Correct. So
Okay.
no, I would say Zach Braff. I don't think we'd get sexiest man alive. Maybe Mr. Congeniality.
Okay. Fair
We'll give him
enough.
that.
Okay. All right. Moving on. Oh, so Hawkeye. I will
Yes.
give it an episode. Like Dean said, is not one of the characters that draw me into anything. I'm a little bored by Hawkeye. I just don't.
Yep.
Whatever. But Robin loves Jeremy Renner. I'm sure I'll at least be
Yeah.
seeing an episode of it. So I will definitely give it a watch. If it can hook me in a couple episodes, I wouldn't mind watching more of it. I'm not annoyed by the concept of the character, but I'm not. I'd have to give it a little bit of a watch. I'm not right off the hop going to say I'm going to watch the series like in full, but I'm interested.
And all of these are confusing, and you guys don't know why. Brian, did you go see the Eternals?
I haven't seen it yet. Nope.
You guys need to go watch it so we can have an actual conversation on here about the MCU.
Yeah, we're planning to go
Okay.
see it Friday, but it looks like it's coming off of the main theaters in replacement of the new Ghostbusters movie. So we'll have to wait for it on
Okay.
streaming or catch it on a cheaper theater at this rate. Looks like
Gotcha.
so.
Yeah,
At
but
this
once
rate,
you
I'll
guys
probably
see
wait
it,
for stream.
it is definitely a bigger conversation that we need to have about the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Okay. I'm interested.
Okay.
Nick, you're going to love it.
Am
All right.
I? Because of Angelina Jolie in the outfit.
Watch it.
All right.
Really? Are you being serious? I'm going.
Yeah.
Like me personally, I'm going to.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Okay. Moving on.
All right, Hawkeye. I'm
Next.
interested. I'll check it out. I like Jerry Renner in the role.
I do too. That's
Sorry,
he's
skip
gonna,
right-
he's gonna what's gonna bring it to me.
Yeah, I like him.
Is Jeremy
I like
Renner. I do enjoy him.
I like the dynamic with him and his daughter as well, teaching her. I think that's cool. So
And Haley Steinfeld, or however you say it, is easy on the eyes. So that'll be fun.
okay, this is also already announced, already coming out in December. The Boba Fett series. Interested?
Oh yeah, 100 yay all the way. Yeah,
1,000%.
I'm watching every episode of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have any of you caught the new documentary Under the Helmet on Disney
Mm-mm.
Plus? It
No,
is
I've
a
not.
documentary on the character of Boba Fett.
Interesting.
Very good. I've not seen it.
We were going to watch it. Instead, he decided he wanted to watch a Star Wars movie. And how do you say no to that?
Right. Did anybody watch? Did you guys watch the second the extended trailer that came out? That it sounds like Mando's voice is in it, right? So is Mando involved in it?
I don't know if I saw the newest one.
I don't know that Mando's in the series. I'm not sure. I
I heard a voice in the most recent trailer that I looked because my dad was showing it to me, and I was like, "Is that Mando? I was like, is he in this?" But it sounds like he's narrating the very beginning of the trailer.
I think that's Boba Fett.
Well, he's in it too, but it sounds like there's a voice in there that's.
I'm gonna have to go back
that's
and listen
Mando.
to it again.
But I could be wrong. Anyway.
No, I think that's the act. That's what I'm saying. I think
I know, but it's a different like there. It's what sounded to me. Yes, he narrates the trailer in general, but it sounds like there's a clip of a voice that is Mando.
Okay.
But I wasn't sure if he's in it or not. So.
All right. Well, I'll have to take a closer listen.
Which is plausible
Yeah.
because it takes. I mean, he literally leaves when
Right.
he's with Mando and goes and takes over at the palace. So it's plausible that Mando would cross over. I mean, he's alive in that
you're
time
going
and
to
doing his thing.
see Mando in passing. You'll see Jindarin in passing.
Yeah.
Like he'll be in one episode. You'll see him somewhere
Sure.
in a past, kind of like he was in theirs. They'll do like a 1 episode arc.
You know what I want in the Book of Boba Fett more than anything? Do you remember the episode of The Mandalorian with all of those big ass spiders? everything
Yeah.
attacking. They had, I want at some point in an episode for there to be an abundance of Kowakian monkey lizards, salacious crumbs. That's what I want.
I have a theory.
Bunch of these little fuckers running around everywhere.
Nicholas,
just all different
theory
types and colors and everything.
is you're gonna see Salacious Crumb.
I hope he's alive. God damn it! Oh my god.
Well,
I mean, just like the other dude, you never saw him escape,
It's
but
true.
he did.
Boba Fett. You never saw Boba Fett.
No.
escape?
Well, no, I'm talking about the fucking right hand man got shot at
Bib Fortuna.
Bib Fortuna.
Yeah.
You didn't see him escape the palace before it blew up. So what's to say?
Was he on the sand barge? I don't think he was on the sand barge.
True,
Which
but
guy?
I mean, but there's so many characters that you didn't see. I mean, obviously you didn't see anybody blow up. The only person you saw
Sure.
die was Jabba.
Right.
So anybody could be alive. Anybody could have hopped off at the last minute when shit started going down. Unless you saw them actually die, anybody's on the table for it.
Ooh, what if, like, Salacious Crumb spawned off and formed his own crime ring, and now, like, he has to form, like, all the people that survived that, like, he formed his own thing, and he's the headmaster, and then, like, he has to, like, butt heads with Boba Fett. That'd be sweet. Anyway.
My idea is that he's coming in just to kind of weasel in and going, hey, I made Jabba laugh.
Right.
Yeah. How about I come in here, hang out with you?
Yeah.
So you
There
don't
you
kill me.
There you go.
So you could see him just in the background laughing.
That would be fantastic.
That would be great fan service.
That would be fantastic.
So what about Obi-Wan Kenobi?
2000%
Boba Fett.
Once again, yay.
2022. Yeah.
I'm probably, well, I shouldn't say I'm going to watch it because there's some like the Bad Batch. I've never watched an episode. I couldn't bring myself to like.
I enjoyed it.
Want to, I guess.
I'm with you. Yeah.
But I anything that's live action in Star Wars, I'm probably going to watch no matter what. But yes, definitely Obi-Wan is a character that, for sure, I'm interested. Yeah, I will probably watch every episode. Yes.
You're bringing
the clip. Go ahead.
What's that?
Well, you're bringing back Hayden Christensen. I mean,
right?
Yeah, right.
I saw a clip where he's standing there without the armor. Hayden Christensen, it looked like, I think it was an actual trailer.
No, it wouldn't have been an actual trailer. The only thing that they put out so far was concept art.
Okay, well, I thought I saw some. Anyway,
well, there's been a lot of fan trailers been put out that I've seen.
Okay,
nothing official from Disney has been put out yet.
Okay, I thought there was a trailer though.
I know a lot of people are getting upset because you have in A New Hope Vader say, "I haven't felt this presence since," and then he walks out, and people are assuming it's Mustafar.
Yep.
He didn't say when that last time
that's true.
was.
There's breadcrumbs laid there, but there's no finality of where. You don't know. They leave it open
they could
to
fight
where
one more time.
They could have met anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. So he doesn't necessarily say Mustafar.
Okay, I guess we'll see. But at least there's people that are true fans making this stuff, and I would assume that they'll take it upon themselves to try to answer some of these questions to bridge these movies together better, that they were wondering the same shit that we're wondering as kids growing up, and they have an opportunity to tell the story, and I'm pretty sure that they'll do a good job with trying to tell us the story that they believe really makes a lot of sense in that era of Obi-Wan Kenobi. There's so many questions,
right?
Especially how they introduced him in the prequels with Luke's a baby, he's on the planet, so that's a whole it's 19 years or so that he's on Tatooine. What happens and all that. So I think it's going to be interesting. Yeah, I'm with you there.
Wait,
go
real
ahead.
quick, Brian.
Yep.
Did you say Boba Fett? Yay, nay? I mean, I assume I know the answer, but did you specify?
Oh, 1,000% yes. So,
and Obi-Wan, yes?
Yeah, yes,
okay.
Definitely. I'm with you. I'm all in on the live action Star Wars.
Yep.
True fans making it. It's going to be good. It's what we should have saw in the movies. We talked about that stuff before. Yeah, definitely looking forward to it. Okay, then you got the animated show X-Men 97, which I think is interesting. The X-Men 97 animated show was pretty cool in its time. And they're basically going to pick up the animated series and have a whole look and feel to that series in 97 and make new episodes set kind of in the 90s timeline. I think it's great.
Interesting.
Pretty cool. So I'll probably check it out. No?
I didn't watch it in the original run. I have no urge to see it rebooted.
Go ahead.
I will give it a couple episodes because
Yep.
I personally, as far as X-Men goes, my favorite character was always Gambit, and he was given no love in any of the movies except for the Wolverine origin story, where he was kind of like a character for a minute in a back alley and whatever. But like, I would like to see if they give him more of a role, and I think you could go a lot of directions with the X-Men. You're not chained to just one character. So, and then
He did in the 90s. He did in the
anything
series.
is awesome. So, in what series?
In the X-Men 97, Gambit was he had more of a prominent role.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Yeah. And of course Wolverine did, obviously, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm in on that. Moon Knight. Oscar Isaac. It's a kind of an unusual character for
It looks cool.
Marvel. So he's a vigilante who suffers from a dissociative identity disorder, and the multiple identities who live inside him find themselves thrust into a deadly war of gods against the backdrop of modern and ancient Egypt. So that's going to be in 2022. It's a kind of a dark character in the Marvel Universe, and there's rumors that the Punisher will make his return in Moon Knight.
Which will be the same Punisher from the Netflix series.
Yes, absolutely.
So what's his name?
We'll look it up here in a minute.
Yeah,
but
Nuts McTuggerson.
Looks bizarre. What's that?
But
his name is Nuts McTuggerson.
Thank you.
Yes,
I think you're close.
Yeah,
it's not spot on. You're close. No, Moon Knight. If I saw
John Barenthal is his name.
Yeah,
go ahead.
There it is.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so close.
But if you see the trailer, I think like there's like an entity spirit that like goes. So it's not like a disease. Like he doesn't have a mental disorder or a psychological, imbalance. It's a ancient moon thing, god thing that inhabits him, which makes
It's called astrology, Dean.
No, and then he comes in and he like he'll make him have the different personalities, and he'll once he's done killing or fighting or whatever, he wakes up and he has no clue what had just happened. So him as the Clark Kent, Bruce Banner, type part, he has no clue that the other thing exists. I'm sure he'll find out, but yeah, if you watch the trailer, it looks cool. I'm in.
Yeah, very good.
I might give it an episode to see if it hooks me, but not knowing the character, I'm not super drawn to invest the time. But if I'll watch an episode, and if it hooks me, I'll probably watch it from there. But
that's why I thought about Golden Girls.
And well, you know how that goes. You get hooked and can't turn away from that.
She-Hulk. Tatiana Maslany stars as Jennifer Walters.
Yeah.
Tim Roth will return as the Abomination. Mark Ruffalo will be on there as the Hulk. Interesting. I think She-Hulk's an interesting character. I like the fact that she has her, normal personality. She gets a blood transfusion from Bruce Banner to stay alive, becomes She-Hulk. Always been an interesting character. Definitely a powerful female character in the Marvel Universe. So I am definitely interested. I will check that show out.
I'm in.
Yep.
If the way they described her personality, she's going to be a smart ass. She's big and strong, and so I like powerful female characters. So yeah, I'm in.
I am fully out. I don't even like the character of the Hulk in general. So like any spin-off characters of the Hulk is super boring because I'm bored by the actual Hulk. So no.
So you're just not a fan of like strong female characters?
I know everybody's trying to be super woke, and I get it, and I applaud you.
No,
That's
it's
great.
fine.
But
It's
like,
fine. If you don't believe
regardless of
women
male
should
or
have equal rights,
female,
Nick, just say
the
it.
Hulk is a lame character. So like, I'm not
So
watching
women
any
are
Hulk
lame. Okay,
spinoffs.
no, it's fine. Do you know that
I
they're
am
allowed to vote? Are
disinterested
you
by
fine
the
with
Hulk
this,
and his entire
or does that
storyline.
make you angry?
What's that?
Do you know that they're allowed to vote, or does that make you angry, or wouldn't we not like you when you're angry?
Like she
I'm
said
not-
that on the preview. If you saw that or not, she
Mhm,
used
I
that
did.
line.
I
thought
did.
That was pretty
Oh,
sweet.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Don't
cool.
make. Yeah.
For a
Okay.
girl.
Whatever.
Well, Nick probably won't like this one either. The Ms. Marvel.
Oh, he's
So
out.
in the first
He's
look,
out.
so it's Kamala Khan is 16-year-old Pakistani American who's an artist, gamer, and a huge fan of Captain Marvel. She's always struggled to find her place in the world. She gets superpowers like the heroes she's always looked up to. So Ms. Marvel.
Out.
Yeah, I'm not as familiar with this character. I know the name. I'm not as familiar. I mean, like anything, I will just because it's Marvel and they do these series very well and true to the character.
Mm-hmm.
I will check it out. I don't know if it's going to reel me in like some of the other ones might, but I will
No.
at least check it out.
Unlike Nick, I hold on. I hold strong to my bigotry. Nick tries to shoehorn and slide his in with his hatred of women. My hatred of child actors is strong and will never be broken. You throw on a show with child actors, I'm out.
Okay, Nick.
She's
Marvel?
a child?
Yeah,
16-year-old.
That's not. Well, okay. I mean, legally it's a child, but like it's not like
no,
children
but
like
I mean,
8-year-olds. Like when Stranger
if
Things
you watch
started,
the
I mean,
trailer,
it was.
they look like they're early teens. The
Okay.
actress might be 16, but they look, probably 13, 14, 15.
Okay. So based on what you said, I know nothing of Miss Marvel, but
And then she's a female.
The storyline is way more gripping than any of the other Marvel ones I've heard so far. So I will definitely give it. If I'm gonna watch Hawkeye's show, then I'm definitely gonna like. And I had to watch 3 episodes of Winter Falcon, so I'm definitely gonna watch this show because it sounds more interesting than either of those ever could be. So I will definitely give this show a watch for sure to see if I like it.
Very good. Agatha Harkness.
Yes.
I'm in.
Yes.
From WandaVision.
Seriously,
Absolutely.
I didn't even know that was a thing. I love her so much.
She was
I
so
love
awesome.
that actress in general, and that character made that entire series. Like, absolutely, 100%. Yes.
Oh, that's another thing. If you like her, you don't have. Do you have Apple TV?
No.
But that's another one. Actually combines a couple of our stories here today. Is that the psychiatrist next door or shrink next door?
Oh, the with Will Ferrell and Paul
that
Rudd.
looks good. Yeah.
Yeah, and she, Catherine Hahn is Will Ferrell's brother or sister in that show.
Okay, cool.
And she's really good. Paul Rudd's a genius.
I love her.
Yeah, it's a great show.
All
yes,
right.
Brian, what say you? You're not. I feel like you're not giving your.
Come on,
where you're at with these.
Oh no, I am. Yeah, I'm definitely interested. I loved her in that role.
Okay.
Very interesting character. Yeah, I'm all in on that one. I'll definitely check that out. I mean, that's the closest you're going to get to WandaVision season 2.
Right.
That's probably never going to happen. So, yeah, definitely, yeah, comedic talent and everything else. So definitely interested for sure. All right, the next one we had is the Spider-Man Freshman Year animated series. So it celebrates the early comic book roots. So if it's going to, Spider-Man just getting started. To me, it's probably going to have a sense of like that old 60s era animated, which is terrific, by the way. If I have the box set of that, it's just terrific stuff. If there's any feel for that, I'm definitely highly interested. Anything Spider-Man, I'll take it. Right. So, yeah,
I'm on the fence. I'll Carter's interested, so that's probably why I'll check out the first episode or 2. But it doesn't interest me, but I'm willing to look at it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm the same as Brian. Yeah, anything Spider-Man related, it's like Star Wars. Like Star Wars, Spider-Man, like Spider-Man of Marvel is my Star Wars. So anything Spider-Man related, I will be there for 100%. Yep.
All right, very good. My browser completely froze on me, so I'm trying to pull up another list here.
Awesome timing. I'm gonna grab a beer.
You have Echo, which Hawkeye will introduce.
Thank you. That's it.
Aliqua Cox as the character Maya Lopez, aka Echo, a deaf Native American hero who will get her own Disney Plus series.
There you go.
That's the extent of what I have on here for Echo. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, not really
Without
interested
anything about it,
myself.
I can't say that I won't do it. So
Yeah.
I'll put that in the middle.
Yeah, I'll check it out like anything, but I'm not that familiar. But the concept is definitely very interesting.
Sure.
For the sake of I know everybody wants me to be woke about it because it's female and deaf and a spinoff and all these things, but it's too many. It's too much. It's too many things going on. It's a spinoff of Hawkeye. I'm not even interested in Hawkeye, so probably not. I'm gonna say no on that.
So Nick's saying no to another female character. All right. Well, let's move on from this.
It's too much.
So Ironheart, Nick's going to say no to because that's a female character also. So we can just throw past that.
Again, interesting concept with the newer Iron Man armor. That's interesting.
But Nick, are you there?
Yeah, I am. Can you hear me?
No, we can't see you. We can hear you.
My battery is below 10%, so my video will be paused. It says.
Well, everybody who is watching the YouTube,
so you're welcome on YouTube. Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, we're coming up close to it, and that's just kind of moved quickly through the rest of these teams.
Yeah, we don't even have to discuss. You can just kind of run through the list if you want.
Okay,
we are coming at the very end here.
We got the. One I'm highly interested in is Secret Invasion with Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes.
Deal with the invasion of the shape-changing alien Skrulls.
I think that's going to play an important role, part of a big part of that fifth wave of movies.
I agree. Check out the picture of Samuel L. Jackson in that role. He's got so Nick Fury in Secret Invasion. He's got a big beard. He's not wearing his eye patch. You can see the scratch across his eye and stuff. It's pretty sweet. Check that out. Yes, I love him in that role. Highly interested, and with the Skrulls, anybody could be a Skrull at any time, and he can really throw.
But it also could get silly. Like if you do everybody's a Skrull, it could kind of get silly if you do it too much. Or I guess the writers will know what they're doing, but it does have the potential to be a little much.
Yeah, you could do a lot with it.
Did I see that there's going to be a zombie show as well?
That's an animated one, Marvel Zombies, animated spinoff of the What If.
That's cool.
So I'm 100% in on that. I love the Marvel Zombies series they've had from years past. So check those out, by the way, as well.
Yeah, that was my favorite episode of the What If. Yeah,
absolutely. You got the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special will be with us next Christmas time. 100% interested in that.
That motherfucker. Cool.
Yes, yeah. You got Wakanda as a working title, so as a series be set in Wakanda.
100%.
Yeah, anything Wakanda.
Anything Black Panther for sure. Yep.
Actually, Nick, that's what Ironheart, where she's going to come from, is the Wakanda.
Is she gonna stay? Is she gonna stay there?
No, but that's where she come from. You're going to meet this character in Wakanda forever. And then she'll get her own spin-off show. Yes, female character. Okay, sure. Jesus, this guy.
And then finally, we got
hates women.
I Am Groot.
I know he loves dude. And anyways, what's that? I am Groot. Yes.
No. Animated shorts centering on the Guardians' intelligent tree. That's an animated one.
If it's animated,
how can that be interesting when he only says "I'm Groot"?
Well, I'm sure they'll do something with it.
Like literally, what can that dialogue be?
Because not a lot of people know is that I am Groot, I am Groot, I am Groot. A lot of it is very racist things, but they just don't put the subtitles at the bottom.
Groot is, I don't know.
He's a
Groot
non-character, really.
He is a non-character. He's one of the most popular characters, but like I don't really get it. Like I get that he's, I guess, I don't know. I guess he's like R2D2 when people like R2D2 because
Right.
like he can't speak,
You
but
don't know
you
what
can
he's
tell
saying.
by the mannerisms, and people tend to like that because they think it's cute or whatever. And I'm
Yep.
not hating on Groot or R2D2. It's just I don't get it. For me, it's like Guardians of the Galaxy is all about Rocket. Like he makes all of that, which I just found out, and you guys are gonna laugh at me. I just found out the other day that was Bradley Cooper doing the voice of him. Had no idea.
Really?
Had no idea.
Of Rocket Raccoon?
Of Rocket,
Yeah.
I did not know
Okay.
that.
All right.
Because he does that accent, and I like once I hear it now, I can tell, but I never put that together before. Actually, it was in the People magazine, the 50. It was talking about the sexiest men alive of the past, and there was one on the, people who had played superheroes, so Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool,
Sure.
and it showed a picture of Bradley Cooper, and it had Rocket, and I was like, is he the voice of Rocket? And Robin's like, yeah, you didn't know that? I'm like, no, had no idea. Now I feel stupid, but it was good.
All right.
That's
and
just
then,
one of many reasons.
Well, sure.
And then probably all the Star Wars shows that they announced. I'm assuming we have an interest in most of these. Andor. Of course, we talked about Obi-Wan Kenobi. The Acolyte, which is about the shadowy secrets of emerging from the dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era. Okay,
That's cool.
interesting.
That's cool. Yeah.
Ahsoka,
like that.
which is going to be a Mandalorian spinoff.
Looking forward to that.
Boba Fett, we talked about. Lando. I think we're interested in that. Yes.
Who's playing Lando? Is it?
I don't know
is
what
it
they've said.
Donald Glover?
They haven't even said if it's going to be young or old Lando. Because
Yeah.
if you remember at the end of Rise of Skywalker, he was telling that girl, "Oh, let's go find out who your family is." Kind of thinking, "Oh, you could do a spinoff there."
Yeah.
But he's 85.
I would love Donald Glover more as Lando.
I would too.
That'd be fun. And then they have a droid story, which is going to be an animated series that will focus on a new droid mentored by R2D2 and C3PO. So, maybe not so sure on that one, but
I'll give that a watch.
Yeah. And other stuff, they have other different movies and different things coming out here. So, Disney Plus, in my opinion, is just kicking the crap out of all these other streaming services as far as they have the licenses, they have the then they are. I mean, for the most part, I think we agree they're doing a great job with the content. They're not just throwing a bunch of garbage out there. It seems like they're taking their time. They're developing stuff. Now, maybe it's too much. There's
I would say
certainly an
that's what
argument for
worries
that.
me. Yeah.
Well,
it's just,
but you also got to think though, Nick, is everything they announced is not like this year or even next year. This is over the span of like the next 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay, yeah,
and
you don't
all
have to
these
watch it all.
series are
You don't
like
have to
6
watch it all.
episodes.
Yeah. Like if you don't want to watch Lando, you can still enjoy the other content, and I'm sure like you don't have to watch Lando. I'm sure to understand what's going on in other series and so on, and vice versa, and everything else. So it ties together, but it also seems to be good standalone content. The Marvel stuff certainly is doing a great job of bridging these movies together, introducing things, and setting them up. And I don't know, Disney just seems like
Please, guys, watch.
Yeah. What?
Watch Eternals so we can talk.
Yep, we'll do.
Okay.
All right. A lot of good stuff coming on Disney Plus.
And both post-credit scenes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Got it.
Okay.
All right. Okay,
I
guys.
shall.
So,
I hope so.
So Disney Plus definitely has good content coming out. Our content is certainly questionable.
I'd say better than theirs.
In the spirit of Disney, we are definitely throwing a lot of shit at you all at once.
That's true.
So that's good.
See what sticks. See what sticks. So on that note, Nick, do you want to remind the folks where they can find us? They can't see you right now if they're watching us, but they still can hear you. Go right ahead.
I would love to. Are you ready?
Nick, you ever do a Barry White voice?
Barry White.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely. I can do a Barry White voice.
Right.
Are you guys
Appreciate
ready?
Mm-hmm.
You ready for Barry White to tell you where Betty White? Are you ready for Barry?
Yeah, actually, I now want Betty White's voice.
Are you ready for Barry White to tell you where you can find us?
We are ready.
So, if you are looking for convincing idiots somewhere around the internet, let's say you're lonely and you're looking for someone to hold and keep you company, well, then you can go over and find a whole bunch of links, baby. Those links are going to tell you where you can find convincing idiots. They got Facebook. They got Twitter. They got Instagram. YouTube. Oh, yeah, baby. And you know they got that TikTok. As well as a nice little email address to where you can drop them a personal line and tell them where they can find you. So just go over to Convincing Idiots Linktree, LINKTREE, Convincing Idiots. There, you're going to find links to all those as well as where you can listen to those sultry voices via podcast. Also, head on over to convincingidiots.wordpress, WORPRESS.com. There, you can find all of those links as well as how to get to know your hosts nice and intimately. So, for this edition of Convincing Idiots, I have been your sultry millennial, Nick.
I am Zennial Dean.
I'm still talk normal. I'm Brian, Gen X.
Have we convinced you to consume all of our content?